All right, you bastards, you ready to dive into some seriously fucked up history?
Sure, I guess. Depends on what you've got in mind.
Well, today we're tackling Poland.
Poland.
Yep, Poland. And our source, Wikipedia, baby. The ultimate bullshit encyclopedia.
Wikipedia. Right. Well, it can be. Interesting.
Interesting. It's a goddamn goldmine of weird-ass facts. Speaking of which, have you seen the Poland entry? The list of different languages for Poland is longer than my goddamn dick. What the fuck is that about?
Well, it shows you just how many different cultures and empires have interacted with Poland over the centuries. It's been a crossroads for a long, long time. So yeah, the history is pretty damn complex.
All right, fair enough. So Poland has had a ton of rulers, right? But only one gets the great title, Casimir III. What made this medieval motherfucker so special?
Casimir III, he reigned from 1333 to 1370, and yeah, he earned that great title. He was like the Tony Stark of his time, building shit up and making Poland a force to be reckoned with.
So he wasn't just some lazy inbred royal asshole. He actually gave a shit.
Oh, he gave a shit, all right. Reformed the army, revamped the legal system, made Poland a more powerful and organized place.
Okay, Casimir the Great. I'm starting to see why he got that nickname. But let's back up a bit. I was reading about some pagan reaction bullshit that happened in the 1030s. What the hell was that all about? Did people seriously try to ditch Christianity and go back to worshiping trees and shit?
Well, the thing is, Christianity came to Poland in the 10th century, and not everyone was thrilled about it. There were a lot of people who held on to their old pagan beliefs and resented the new religion. It all boiled over in the 1030s with a pretty violent revolt.
So it was like a giant fuck you to the Christian overlords. I could
Yeah.
dig it, but how bad did it get? Are we talking blood sacrifices and orgies in the woods? Give me the juicy details.
It was pretty brutal, no doubt about that. A clash of old and new, tradition and imposed religion. I can't confirm the orgies, though.
Damn, history's never boring, is it?
Mm.
Speaking of messy situations, Poland wasn't always a unified country, right? For a while, it was basically a bunch of mini kingdoms all fighting for power. Like a medieval Game of Thrones, but with fewer dragons and more vodka.
You're not wrong. After Bolus III died in 1138, Poland fragmented. His sons split the country into a bunch of principalities, and each one wanted to be top dog. It was a recipe for chaos. Power struggles, shifting alliances, the whole 9 yards.
So it was a royal family feud on steroids. I bet Christmas dinner was a real shit show back then.
Yeah, this period of fragmentation really weakened Poland, making them vulnerable to all sorts of threats. Speaking of threats, that's when they made the brilliant decision to invite the Teutonic Knights to help out with some pesky Prussians.
Ah, yes, the Teutonic Knights. Those guys were like a medieval mafia, right?
Yeah.
All religious zeal and military might. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, it was supposed to be a simple deal. Help us Christianize the Prussians, and we'll give you some land. Problem was, the Teutonic Knights decided they liked the land a little too much.
So Poland got played like a fiddle. Classic rookie mistake.
Pretty much. The Teutonic Knights ended up establishing their own independent state, which became a huge pain in the ass for Poland for centuries. It's like inviting a vampire into your house and then wondering why you're suddenly anemic.
And then, to make matters worse, the Mongols decided to show up and fuck shit up.
Ah, yes, the Mongol invasions of the 13th century. Not a good time for anyone in their path, and Poland got hit hard. Batu Khan led the Mongols through Poland in 1240 and again in 1259. They pillaged cities, slaughtered people, and basically crippled the economy.
So it was like the apocalypse, but with horses and arrows instead of zombies and nukes.
It was devastating. Set Poland back decades in terms of development and stability. It's like getting kicked in the balls right when you're about to score the winning goal.
Talk about adding insult to injury. But hey, it wasn't all doom and gloom for Poland, right? They were pretty cool about letting Jewish people in, which was pretty unusual back in those days.
Yeah, Poland was actually a refuge for Jews fleeing persecution in other parts of Europe. The Statute of Calice, issued in 1264 by Bolesław the Pious, gave Jews a level of religious freedom that was unheard of at the time. They could settle, own property, practice their religion, even hold public office.
So Poland was like the open arms country of the medieval world. I'm surprised the rest of Europe wasn't pissed off about that.
It was a unique situation, for sure, and it led to a thriving Jewish community in Poland that contributed a lot to the country's cultural and economic life.
Good for them. Tolerance is a good look, especially when everyone else is busy burning witches and starting religious wars.
And speaking of being ahead of the times, remember Casimir the Great, our boy wonder? Well, that dude basically quarantined the whole damn country when the Black Death rolled through. Take that, COVID.
Casimir's response to the Black Death was surprisingly effective. He closed borders, implemented strict quarantine measures, and encouraged good hygiene. It wasn't pretty, but it saved a lot of lives. So he was like the OG public health official. Respect. Maybe some of today's politicians could learn a thing or two from Casimir the Great about handling pandemics.
His approach definitely shows an awareness of the dangers of contagious diseases. He was way ahead of the curve on that one.
Right, so we've got religious tolerance, disease prevention. What else is in Poland's bag of tricks? Hit me with some more unexpected awesomeness.
Well, while the rest of Europe was busy tearing itself apart during the Protestant Reformation, Poland was chilling out, embracing a policy of religious tolerance that was practically unheard of in the 16th century.
Hold up. So while everyone else was burning heretics and arguing about whose version of God was the right one, Poland was just like, whatever, dudes, believe what you want.
That's about the gist of it, yeah. And a lot of that tolerance stemmed from the influence of the Polish Brethren.
Wait, who the fuck are the Polish Brethren? And what the hell is non-Trinitarian Christianity? That sounds like some next-level religious bullshit that would make even the Pope scratch his head.
The Polish Brethren were basically a group of religious reformers who broke away from the Calvinists in the 16th century. They rejected the whole Trinity thing, the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, and instead emphasized the unity of God and the importance of reason in matters of faith.
So they were like the original Unitarians. Just want to keep things simple and not get bogged down in all the theological mumbo-jumbo.
You could say that.
Yeah.
They played a pretty significant role in the development of Unitarianism, a religious movement that's all about reason, tolerance, and social justice.
All right, so Poland was a haven for religious weirdos and freethinkers.
I like it.
But let's get back to the political shit show.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Henry de Valois, a French dude who became king of Poland and then bounced to become king of France. What a dick move.
Yeah, Henry de Valois wasn't exactly a fan of Poland. His reign was short-lived, just from 1573 to 1574. He was elected after Sigismund II. Augustus died, but he was never really happy with the limitations on his power. So when his brother died, he basically snuck out of Poland in the middle of the night and hightailed it back to France to become king there.
So he ghosted Poland. It's cold, man. But wait, didn't he sign some important legal documents before he bounced? Something about the Henrician articles. What were those all about?
Yeah, before he made his grand escape, he was forced to sign the Henrician Articles. They basically became the foundation of Poland's political system, guaranteeing the rights of the nobility, establishing religious tolerance, and limiting the power of the monarchy. They essentially created a system of golden liberty for the Polish nobles.
So this French dude who ditched Poland actually ended up giving more power to the Polish people. Talk about irony.
It wasn't his intention, but yeah, the Henrician Articles had a huge impact on the development of Polish democracy.
All right, enough about that French flake. Let's move on to someone who actually kicked some ass, Stephen Bathory. This dude won the Livonian War and expanded Poland's territory, right? Tell me he wasn't another royal deadbeat.
Stephen Bathory, oh, he was the real deal. Reigned from 1576 to 1586. He was a brilliant military leader and a smart politician. He led Poland to victory against Russia in the Livonian War, which gave them control of Livonia and expanded their territory. He also reformed the Polish army, making it one of the strongest in the region.
Okay, so he was a badass warrior king. I'm liking this guy already. But did he do it all himself? Or did he have a mastermind whispering in his ear? Talk about Jan Zamoyski, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't this dude basically the brains behind the operation?
Jan Zamoyski was Stephen Bathory's right-hand man, and yeah, he was a brilliant military strategist. He played a key role in winning the Livonian War and helped implement a lot of Bathory's reforms.
So he was like the Polish Machiavelli, plotting and scheming his way to victory.
Zamoyski was a major figure in Polish politics, a staunch defender of Polish interests. He was a master of navigating the complex political landscape of the time.
All right, I'm starting to see a pattern here. Poland might have had its share of royal drama, but they also had some seriously smart and capable people running the show.
Absolutely. Throughout its history, Poland has produced some remarkable individuals who shaped its destiny, often in unexpected ways.
Well, let's hope that trend continues, because knowing Poland's luck, there's probably more chaos and bloodshed just around the corner.
Yeah, the 17th century is going to be a wild ride.
Buckle up, buttercups. Shit's about to get real. But we'll save that for part 2. All right, motherfuckers, back for more Polish punishment. Last time, we left off with Poland being a surprisingly tolerant and progressive nation, kicking ass and taking names. But as we all know, shit has a way of hitting the fan. So, what fresh hell awaits us in the 17th century?
Well, let's just say the 17th century wasn't exactly a walk in the park for Poland. Things get a bit Complicated.
Complicated. Try me. I love complicated. It's like a goddamn puzzle, except the pieces are made of blood, betrayal, and religious fanaticism.
Well, you're not wrong there. We start with this guy, Sigismund III Vasa. He ruled from 1587 to 1632. Ambitious dude, deeply religious, dreamed of uniting Poland and Sweden under his rule.
Hold on. Wasn't he already king of both Poland and Sweden at the same time? How the hell did that even work? Did they have some kind of two-for-one deal on kings back then?
He inherited the Swedish throne through his mother, but his plan to make Sweden Catholic didn't exactly pan out. The Swedes weren't too keen on that, so they booted his ass in 1604.
So basically, he tried to force his religion on a country that wasn't having it. Not exactly a winning strategy.
Nope, not at all. His reign was a mess. Religious conflicts, wars with Sweden, tension at home. He also moved the capital from Krakow to Warsaw in 1596.
Okay, so this Sigismund dude sounds like a real piece of work. But hold up, didn't Poland have its Silver Age during this time? Was that just some bullshit propaganda, or was there actually something to it?
But the Silver Age was legit, a period of cultural flourishing for Poland in the late 16th and early 17th centuries. Think Renaissance vibes, advancements in art, literature, science, the whole shebang.
So they were having their own little renaissance over there. Were there any Polish Michelangelos or Da Vinci's running around painting naked dudes and inventing flying machines?
But maybe not Michelangelo or Da Vinci, but they did have Jan Kochanowski, the father of Polish literature. This guy wrote poetry, drama, prose, you name it. He tackled themes of humanism, patriotism, all the big stuff.
Okay, so they had a poet. What about the science stuff? Any Polish nerds making groundbreaking discoveries?
How about Nicholas Copernicus, the dude who figured out that the Earth revolves around the sun, not the other way around? Yeah, he was Polish.
Wait, Copernicus was Polish? I always thought he was some Italian dude hanging out with Galileo and all those Renaissance rock stars.
Nope, Polish, born and bred. From Toru, which was part of the Kingdom of Poland at the time.
Damn, Poland is full of surprises. So they had a thriving art scene, scientific revolution brewing. Why the hell didn't they just conquer the world and call it a day? What the fuck happened?
A few reasons. They were constantly at war with their neighbors, which drains resources, makes it hard to build a strong nation. They also had a weak central government, which led to internal conflict and instability. It's tough to focus on world domination when you're constantly putting out fires in your own backyard.
So basically, they were too busy fighting each other and getting invaded to focus on conquering anyone else.
Pretty much. The Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was a vast and diverse realm, but it was also incredibly fragile, plagued by internal divisions and external threats. Like trying to build a sandcastle during high tide.
Speaking of high tide, wasn't the 17th century a real shitstorm for Poland? Weren't they basically gangbanged by all their neighbors?
Yeah, it was a rough time. You had the Khmelnytsky uprising in Ukraine, which was essentially a Cossack rebellion against Polish rule. Then came the Swedish Deluge, which was basically the Swedish army sweeping through Poland and wreaking havoc. And if that wasn't enough, they also had the Russo-Polish War to deal with.
So basically, Poland became Europe's punching bag. Damn, that's fucked up. But didn't they have that badass king, John III Sobieski, who saved Europe from the Ottomans? Wasn't there some epic battle that went down?
John III Sobieski. Oh yeah, he was a legend. He led the Polish army to a decisive victory over the Ottoman Empire at the Battle of Vienna in 1683. This was a huge turning point in European history, basically stopping the Ottoman advance into Europe. Sobieski became known as the Lion of Lekistan and the savior of Christendom.
See, I knew Poland had some fight left in them. Did they at least give the guy a lifetime supply of vodka for that heroic shit?
I'm sure the celebrations were epic. Sobieski's victory at Vienna was a big deal for Europe. It marked the beginning of the Ottoman Empire's decline and cemented Poland's reputation as a defender of Christian Europe.
All right, Sobieski, you get a gold star for that one. But sadly, one badass king can't fix all of a country's problems. I'm guessing things went downhill again for Poland after Sobieski, right?
Sadly, yes. After Sobieski died, the Saxon era began, which was marked by weak kings and a general decline in Poland's power and influence. And this weakness ultimately led to one of the most tragic chapters in Polish history, the partitions of Poland.
Ah, yes, the partitions, where Poland basically got erased from the map like a bad Tinder date. Give me the rundown on this shit show because I'm still trying to wrap my head around how an entire country can just disappear.
It's pretty mind-blowing, right? In the late 18th century, Poland's neighbors, Prussia, Russia, and Austria, decided they wanted a piece of the action. So they basically carved up Poland like a Thanksgiving turkey, and each took a slice. Just like that, Poland ceased to exist as an independent nation.
Wait, They just deleted Poland? Like it
Yeah.
never even existed. That's some next level fucked up shit. What happened to the Polish people? Did they just become citizens of Prussia, Russia, and Austria overnight?
The Polish people were subjected to foreign rule. Their culture and language were suppressed, and their land was divided up amongst their oppressors. It was a dark period in Polish history, marked by resistance, rebellion, and a deep yearning for freedom.
Okay, that's heartbreaking. But I'm guessing the Polish people didn't just sit around and cry about it, did they? They had to have fought back somehow, right?
Yeah. The Polish spirit is one of resilience. There were numerous uprisings and rebellions against foreign rule, each one a testament to their unwavering desire for freedom. One notable example is the Kosciuszko Uprising of 1794, led by Tadeusz Kosciuszko.
Wait, Kosciuszko, wasn't that the dude who fought alongside George Washington in the American Revolution?
The very same. He was a remarkable figure, a military leader, a patriot, and a champion of liberty. After fighting for American independence, he returned to Poland and led an uprising against foreign rule.
Hold the fuck up. This dude fought alongside George Washington. A&D led a rebellion in Poland. This guy was a double revolutionary badass. Did he and George Washington ever compare notes on how to kick some colonial ass?
I can't confirm any shared revolutionary notes, but Kosciuszko was a true hero, embodying the ideals of liberty and self-determination. He inspired the Polish people with his courage and his commitment to freedom.
So he was basically a Polish superhero. I bet they have statues of this dude all over Poland.
Kosciuszko is a revered figure in Poland, a symbol of their unwavering spirit. But sadly, his uprising was ultimately crushed, and he was captured and imprisoned.
Damn, that's a bummer. But even though the uprising failed, it must have kept the hope for independence alive, right? The Polish people weren't going to give up that easily.
You're absolutely right. The dream of an independent Poland never truly died. It continued to inspire future generations, fueling their resistance and their determination to reclaim their place on the map. And as we'll see in the final part of our deep dive, the Polish story is far from over.
All right, you crazy bastards. We're back for the final chapter of our Polish history shit show. Last time, we left off with Poland getting gangbanged by its neighbors and erased from the map. But I have a feeling these Polish motherfuckers weren't about to go down without a fight. So what happens next? Do they rise from the ashes like a phoenix or just fade into oblivion? Hit me with it.
Poland's story is all about resilience and defiance. They never gave up hope of getting their independence back. It's like a goddamn cockroach. You can try to crush it, but it just keeps coming back.
Okay, I like the cockroach analogy. So how do they crawl their way back from the abyss?
It's a long and complicated story, but basically the 19th century saw a lot of geopolitical shifts, and nationalism started rising all over Europe. This created some opportunities for Poland to reassert itself. And of course, the Polish people themselves never stopped fighting for their freedom.
So it was a mix of luck and sheer stubborn determination.
Pretty much. And then World War I happened, which really shook things up.
World War I, the granddaddy of all clusterfucks. What did that have to do with Poland's comeback story?
Well, as the great powers of Europe were busy destroying each other, the old empires started to crumble. This created a window of opportunity for Poland. It's like when your parents are fighting and you sneak out to go to a party.
So basically, everyone was so focused on killing each other that they forgot about Poland for a minute, and Poland was like, peace out, bitches, we're out of here.
Something like that. In 1918, after over a century of being wiped off the map, the Second Polish Republic was born.
Hallelujah. They actually pulled it off. I bet the vodka flowed like water that day. But I'm guessing the party didn't last long, did it? World War II was right around the corner, and knowing Poland's luck, they were probably right in the middle of the shitstorm again.
You'd be right about that. World War II was a nightmare for Poland. They got invaded by the Nazis from the west and the Soviets from the east.
Double-teamed again? Damn, that's cold.
It was brutal. The Nazi occupation was particularly horrific. Mass executions, concentration camps, the systematic extermination of Polish Jews. The scars of that war run deep.
Fucking hell. It sounds like they went through hell and back
Yeah.
again. So what happened after the war? Did Poland finally get its happy ending?
Well, they were liberated from the Nazis, but they ended up under Soviet control. The communist regime took over, and it wasn't exactly a picnic.
So they traded one evil for another. From Nazi occupation to communist oppression. Talk about a raw deal.
It was a tough time. The communist government controlled everything. The economy, the media, everything. They crushed any dissent, and people lived in fear.
But I'm guessing the Polish people didn't just roll over and take it, did they?
Of course not. That Polish spirit of resistance was still burning bright. And that's where solidarity comes in.
Solidarity. The badass labor union that gave the commies a run for their money.
The Solidarity was a game changer. Founded in 1980, it started as a trade union, but it quickly became a massive movement for social and political change. Led by Lichwalesa, this electrician-turned-activist, they demanded freedom, democracy, and basic human rights.
So they were like, we're done with this communist bullshit. We want freedom, we want democracy, and we want it now.
They were a force to be reckoned with, and their nonviolent resistance, their message of hope and freedom spread throughout the Soviet bloc. They inspired millions and played a key role in the eventual collapse of communism.
So they were like the domino that knocked over the whole damn Soviet empire. That's pretty fucking badass.
In 1989, after decades of communist rule, Poland held its first free elections in over 40 years. It was a watershed moment, the culmination of years of struggle and sacrifice.
And I'm guessing our boy Lichwalesa, the electrician who took on the communist machine, became the president.
He did indeed. Lichwalesa, the leader of Solidarity, became the first democratically elected president of Poland. It was a truly historic moment.
Talk about a glow up. From electrician to president. Not bad, Leach. Not bad at all. So Poland was finally free. What did they do with their newfound freedom? Did they just party for a decade straight?
There were definitely some epic celebrations, but there was also a lot of hard work to do. They had to rebuild their country, their economy, their institutions. It was a long and difficult process, but they did it.
So from being wiped off the map to becoming a key player in the EU, Poland has had one hell of a journey. Any final thoughts on this wild ride?
Poland's story is a testament to the human spirit's resilience. They faced incredible hardships, but they never gave up hope. They fought for their freedom, they endured, and they ultimately triumphed. It's a story that should inspire us all.
Well said. And that's a wrap on our deep dive into Poland. This country's been through more shit than a porta potty at a music festival, but they always manage to come out swinging. So let's raise a glass, or maybe a shot of vodka, to Poland, a country that proves that even in the darkest of times, hope never truly dies. And to all you beautiful bastards out there, thanks for listening. Stay curious, stay informed, and don't be a dick. Peace out.